Hi everyone, I'm Noah and this is The Perceptions of Injustice. In today's episode, I'm going to be dissecting, commenting, reading a transcript of the secret recording of Charlie Adelson and that led to his arrest. Katie, for $19, if I entered your mom's name and address in the effing computer, it cost $19 to find out where they probably rented an apartment under their name, so it's probably in the registry or whatever. So he's trying to explain to Katie that it's not really hard to get the details of someone online. These people that approached his mom probably got it online for $19 in one of these websites. So it's like, you know, when you're online and it's like $19 or $29.99, find anyone you want. That's all you do, and it shows where they're registered at, and then you locate them and you go online, pull a picture, and then you sit outside and you wait. And you know what their kids look like because guess what? They're online too. So Katie, they'll be back. These people know about whoever it is knows information. He is repeating the plan that these people had to go through so they can approach his mom. Where whoever it is knows information. What do you mean by information? The only information that the guy that approached his mom gave them, you are paying for Katie and for Tato. It's like him acknowledging these information to be correct. He did not say, for example, whoever it is playing a game with us or making up information, making up stuff. He said, whoever it is knows information. So he's acknowledging that this information is correct. So you are indeed paying Katie and Tato. And then Catherine says something he doesn't understand. He says, what? As Catherine repeats, you know what I mean? And there's not a lot of people that know much about. And then she stopped. Let's see who knows about it. Let's review who knows about it. Charlie, Katie, Tato, Tuto, Donna, his mom, Wendy. So here's 6 people that we know of only. It could be more. And she still thinks that not a lot of people, 6 is not a lot of people to know about all of these information that you're getting money from the Adelsons. They didn't mention my name, which makes me think that these people only know part of the story, or they think they know part of the story. Do you think that? Let me ask you a question. When everybody was there the next day, did any of you take any money? It's not like you're driving around in a Bentley, cruising around in a mega yacht, you know? Someone, he must at some point, by saying that these people know part of the story, he's acknowledging again that there is indeed another huge part of the story, which is his involvement. What makes me think that his involvement is the other huge part of the story is that he began his sentence with saying they didn't mention my name, which makes me think these people know part of the story. He is reviewing or repeating the crime in his mind. You know, when we say that the murderer come back to the crime scene, he's the first one that attempts to the crime scene. And this is exactly what's happening in Charlie's brain, repeating his steps in the crime and the plan that he made. No one got money after. You're not driving with the Bentley. You're not in a mega yacht. And what did I do wrong? Like, little does Charlie know that there is no perfect crime. There's no such a thing. Because otherwise he would have no idea that I had anything to do with it. He's saying the only connection between me and you guys is money. I paid you money for you to do this service for me. And this is the only thing that connects me and you as an evidence. These guys busted Charlie in the simplest rule in criminology, which is follow the money. Katie says, I feel like, and the way that you're describing it, like how they well-dressed, number one, that's not something like, yeah. Charlie says, well, you can know some things about anything. The problem is this, okay? So this is, go tell the cops. They're gonna ask you, where's the weapon at? You're gonna say, I don't know. How do you know who pulled the trigger? You can say a name. Okay. Did you witness it? And the person is gonna say no. The question is, how do you know? So if you didn't witness it, you only heard a rumor on the street that this person did something. Do you know what's that worth? 0. Then what you do is you wear a wire, get this person talking. And if you can get this person to confess on wires, then you have something that you're charging. You have a confession. You have an admission of guilt. What if you rented a car today? I go, Katie, can I borrow it for the weekend and I'll bring it back on Tuesday? You go, yeah, for sure. So you rented a car. You've been in that car. I drive it to in Orlando. I rob a McDonald's in Orlando. I come back and I go, here's the keys, Katie. And you go, okay, thanks. Yeah, you rented it, or what if you were effing out all weekend and you didn't even know I took your car and I did something and I brought it back? Okay, my point is I don't have any knowledge of what went on. Evidently, this person's either pretending to or does. I don't want someone paying visits to my parents. It could. I wish it was a cop playing games. Why didn't they know it was me? If it was a cop playing games or an investigator playing games and they didn't mention me. They did mention your son's girlfriend, Katie, not mention me at all and my family. And I think if they thought I had something to do with it, they would find me and they'd talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So he thinks that if these were FBI or the cops, they would just come and talk to him. They wouldn't do all of this because they are naive and he tricked them. His rational mind, the 2 cells that he has in his rational mind are telling him, careful, this could be the FBI. These people could be the FBI. But the other part of his brain, which is 98% of his brain, the ego that he has, is telling him, no, it couldn't be true. No way, they're naive. Honestly, this is how I see Charlie. Charlie is like a kid playing Super Mario and bragging in front of his friends. Oh, you'll see, I'm gonna kill Bowser in 2 seconds. You'll see now. And then you'll tell him, but Charlie, careful. It's really hard to kill Bowser. There's these Goombas on the way that could kill you also. You have to be careful. And you're like, oh no, these are naive. And you're like, okay, let's see. And then he plays and he gets eaten by the first Goomba in the game. Like, go talk to the people who's involved, not effing people who aren't involved. And I'm not involved, but if they knew, your relationship is with me, not my family. Like, I dated you, not my mom. They knew my dad's name. Why did you talk to my mom? Why didn't you talk to me? He's confused about that because he is the maestro in all of this. He's even offended by them. You go talk to my mom? Why didn't you talk to me? He's fighting all of his life to be number one, the hero, the superhero in his mom's eyes. And the first thing that they do, they ignore him and go talk to his mom. So he's offended, like, why didn't they talk to me? The problem is that he will remember this could be the FBI wiretapping him and recording him 1 second after he already said what he's thinking, which is go to the person who's involved. And then he remembered, oh, this could be the FBI recording. I'm not involved. But if they knew. And then he will correct himself after remembering that this could be the FBI indeed. This person obviously doesn't even know that we dated. That's the direct connection, is who was her boyfriend. The 71-year-old guy, Dr. Adelson, or the 37-year-old Dr. Adelson. Yeah, 37. Let's go talk to him, Dr. Adelson. That's who they talk to, not waste your time with mom. They needed to talk to someone who knew what the effing went on. And so wouldn't make sense that your connection to my family is me. Your connection to my family is not my mom. Like, yeah, you work for the office now because the checks are from there. Guess what, Charlie? Your mommy is the one that signs the checks for Katie. And that's just because you come in and work on the weekends, which I trust that you're doing because I'm never there when I see you. You tell me you do it and the place looks clean, so you get your checks, you clean up, whatever. Imagine this. You were a kid. You want to go party. Really, really, really want to go to this party with your friends. Mom and dad, conservative, they don't want to let you go out to party with your friends. And then you agree with your friend, okay, let's convince them that we're just going to the cinema and we go to this party. And then you're like, okay, let's rehearse this. Okay, I'm mom, you're dad. So now he's rehearsing the steps that he made with Katie, the justifications of his lies. But that's neither here nor there. This person knows the information. And even if they are cops, that information said your name. And they also know that they're claiming that somebody who had something to do with it is incarcerated. I don't know anybody in jail. He's saying, I don't know anybody in jail. He means it literally because he really doesn't know Garcia. He knows Garcia through Katie, but he doesn't know him on a personal level. My point is, I don't want this coming back. I don't have a problem helping the community out, but I don't want this community to come back next month. And what I think happens if I pay the money, they're going to be back again and again and again. They've got to make more money. It's not a cop. How about you help the community by not planning a murder, Charlie? Don't you think that this is more helpful for the community? So that's how he's going to justify him paying to Garcia if anything happens or if they know about it. Yeah, I help out the community. That's what I do. I have a big heart. We'll take this route. We already addressed it. If it's a cop, I'm happy because I've got nothing to hide. Okay? If it's not a cop, so the first option that this is a cop would make him happy because, again, he's not scared of them. He doesn't think in a million years that they be that smart. So we have already addressed the option of them being the cops, and we are sure that I'm smarter than them, so this is not a problem. If they were the cops, I'll be more than happy. If it is a cop, I think would it be so easy to do? You've got to understand something. And they sit down and they tell the police what happened. First, they're going to ask my parents to take a lie detector test, which they won't do just for the simple reason that those things give false positives all the time. It doesn't make sense. It's like saying, I'm not gonna take the COVID test just because it gives false positives all the time. Just do it. Which unfortunately makes you look bad because it's like, okay, we just feel that way, that nothing to hide. But 99% of people, if they have nothing to hide, take a lie detector test. That's good logic. So he has a bit of logic in his brain. It makes you look bad if they're like, Katie, you want to take a lie detector test if you shot JFK? And you're like, yeah, I'll effing take the test and I'm going home afterwards, all right? Make it quick, okay? Because you did not shoot JFK. All right, but let me explain something to you. If we go to the police, this is going to put a spotlight on the investigation. The FBI. We're talking about a big wig in the FBI, not like the first year rookie. You're going to have a 20-year vet with the FBI knocking at your door, wanting to speak with you and wanting to speak with your attorney. This made not only national news. This was in London. My family in London was calling. You know what the BBC News is? The British Broadcasting News. This was on the BBC News. Okay, that doesn't matter. This made the BCT News. This was on Good Morning America. This was on the New York Times. This was a big story. So, well, listen, you didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Well, prove it. The next question is prove it. And I don't have time. I've got a problem with this. If you want to arrest me, effing arrest me. I'm not going to sit here and show you the photos of all the DICK pictures I took of myself. Like, I mean, why can't you have my phone? Because I've got tons of nude photos of myself on my phone. You're not looking at DICK pictures of myself all day too. So why don't you come back with a warrant so you can look at all much the pictures you want of me? I'm serious. I don't want them laughing at my pee-pee. This is the lamest justification of why would someone not hand their phone to the investigators. This is the lamest. So now he's painting the picture of what a normal person would do. Everything he's doing or he's planning to do contradicts the normal person's reaction in his words. He's trying to find justifications for it, for every single thing that's not normal that he's doing or his parents are doing. That's what you're gonna say to the police and the FBI. That's why you don't want to hand them your phone, because you have nude photos. You know, Charlie, you don't have anything that they haven't seen before. And probably mommy Donna convinced him when he was a child that he has something very special. He should be on OnlyFans, maybe. So this was my analysis for the second part of the transcript. If you would like to see other videos, I'm going to be linking them in the description below. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and maybe a comment if you want to. See you next time. Thank you.